Perfect.
Is that how you knew?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna,
Headset?
hold on. Hold on, and we'll start.
Is your headset still loud?
No, it's okay. Hold on, I need to lower this. Oh boy, I hate
30
this.
seconds, guys.
Okay.
Alright, hold on, I'm trying to find.
And we are going to be live. I just shared it on Facebook to my page, Jamie. So I don't know if you want to share the Facebook Live as well.
Sure, I'll throw it on there.
It's on my DJ Dani Show page, and then it's also on my private, the one that you follow.
All right, I'll
whichever
share it right
one.
now.
Whichever one you want to do.
Patricia Heaton.
Yeah. Did you find her?
Patricia Heaton is from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, I know.
In the middle.
I can't find.
She was on a show, as one of the shows here on Hamilton Radio as well.
Legacy show.
What show?
Animal House Radio.
Oh, Animal House Radio, yeah. So,
Alright,
do you see your picture? Can you see your Facebook?
Is
Let's
that one okay?
let's
I'm
start.
actually,
Let's start. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
are we doing it?
We are doing it.
Hold on, buddy.
Let's.
I don't even know what kind of opening that was.
Go ahead.
But hello, everyone. Welcome to the DJ Dani Show. I'm your host, DJ Dani. Today is Tuesday, October 16th. I want to thank my guests so much for being here. It's a pleasure having you, Jamie. You are hilarious and a great comedian. And everything that I saw on Real Rob is like a really crazy, fun addiction to me because I can binge that show probably for the rest of my life if I wanted to. So
Really? Thank you, DJ Dan. It's very kind of you.
I love it so much. I really do.
Have you seen it more than once? We ran into some folks that have actually seen the show. This one guy was talking to say he saw it 5 times in a row, which is 5 times more than my wife has watched it.
I actually watched the seasons myself, like the first and second into the middle-ish, and my mom and dad started, so then I rewatched everything. And I was just like, oh, you'll love this episode, but I can't tell you what happens, you know.
That's awesome.
I think my dad saw the last of season 2. My mom did not, but I don't want anyone to spoil it for her because she needs to see what happens.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like I can hear your dad. This is, I feel like he was just talking. Was that him? I might have been hearing things.
I don't know.
I'm not saying.
Can you hear him now?
I can.
He can hear you.
I'm not saying.
Is it because maybe it's picking up the sound? I don't know. Well, that's fine. Okay, he said he didn't say anything. No worries.
I heard him say he didn't say anything.
No problem. He said I didn't say anything. No, I mean, it's just a really good show. And I want to start a little bit from the beginning just so everybody knows, where you started and all that stuff.
Sure.
So what came first exactly for you growing up? Was it comedy or a little bit of acting?
It was for sure stand-up comedy, but I will say I always wanted to be an actor. I just didn't really know
Can you lower my
how to do anything like that, you
Yes.
know? Like, I didn't know. But I did know some. I remember I went to this. I'm from Rochester, New York.
Yes.
And I remember I went to this open mic, when you see comedians and they try out like 5 minutes here and there.
Yes.
And I remember watching these guys do it and thinking, like, oh my God, I would love to try to do comedy. I remember thinking this like at a very young age, like wanting to try to do stand-up comedy. But what's interesting is, I even to go back before that, when I was like 13 years old or 12 years old, I remember thinking I want to be a comedian. And it's funny, like other little kids, they want to be like pirates or princesses. And I didn't realize comedian's like an actual real one.
Yes, it is.
It's a real, I guess you could also be a princess or a pirate. I don't mean to exclude any pirates or princesses, but yeah, and suddenly I did a couple open mics and talked to some guys, and I had no idea that it was a real job. No idea. It seemed like some mystical thing. And then started doing that in upstate New York and just started doing a bunch of shows. I went to law school for like a week, and in that same week I got my first paying gig. It was $50 in a hotel room,
Okay.
and I was so excited. I was jumping up and down on the bed of the hotel room. I was so happy that I was getting paid, and then I ended up deciding to drop out of law school and to try stand-up comedy for a while, and that was that was many years ago, and so now it's been about 20 years.
Okay, so stand-up comedy is definitely where you stand, and with the acting and stuff, that comes in naturally.
Yeah, so I don't know. I did some commercials and stuff when I was younger, but my first big acting thing was in fact Real Rob on Netflix, and I wasn't even supposed to be in the show. I was going to just be a writer. And then I think a month before we started shooting, Rob asked me to read for the part of Jamie. His name wasn't Jamie at the time. That would have been a crazy coincidence.
I really had to figure out if that was Jamie or not. Yes.
Yeah, but he did. I was sitting at Rob Schneider's kitchen table, and he said, "Why don't you read for this part?" And I said, "Okay." And so I read it, and he was like, "Wow, you're pretty good at this, man." And so, if you've seen the show, my role gets a little bit bigger every season.
Yes.
And yeah, so 2 is really, really fun, and then 3, which we're working on.
Oh, I'm
right
so
now,
anxious. Yes.
is even crazier. So right now we don't have anything to officially report, but we are almost done writing season 3. All sorts of crazy stuff happens. We're very excited about it.
Can I say, is there anything maybe with like the health food store coming up? Are you pending or not too much?
You know what's funny? That was in contention for being a huge storyline.
I feel like it was supposed to. I was like, what happened?
It was going to be, and we keep almost going that way. That might have to be season 4.
Okay.
Because we just got some great ideas for season 3. We had to go kind of this other way.
Okay, that's fine.
But,
no worries. I was like waiting for that health food store because I was like, it's supposed to be big, beautiful, what he wanted, and then it just went. Phew.
We just abandoned it. We just pretended it was never mentioned. Yeah, that keeps getting brought up though as a.
But his character paid for that whole place, right? Or no, it was because of the money that the brother took, and yeah. See, I remember.
You're right. Man, you know this better than I do.
I was scared you were gonna quiz me.
No, you know way more than I do about this.
I know my episodes. But I wanted to say when you first got into comedy and stuff, just trying it out when you did your first open mics and stuff, were you anxious, nervous? Did you have butterflies? How were you feeling? Do you remember any of the material?
Oh my God, I don't know if I remember any material, but I will tell you, I'm a nervous person. And I remember my first stand-up ever. Want to hear a weird story? So I always wanted to do stand-up.
Okay.
And I was in college, and this advertisement came on the radio, and it said "Oh, do you think you're funny?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess a little bit, And then it said, "You should come and do this stand-up comedy open mic," and I went to school in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
And the open mic thing was in Canada. And so I thought, this is perfect because if I bomb, it's a whole other country. No one will know.
Oh, you bombed.
And so I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go. It was that night. It's only an hour drive from Buffalo over to Niagara Falls. I'm gonna do it. And so I was gonna write this material and do stand-up comedy because I'd always wanted to do it. Like I said, since I was little, I'm gonna go do it. And so I drank a bunch of coffee and I wrote all this material and I was like, this is great. I'm really funny. And then the coffee wore off and I read it again and I was like, none of this is any good. When you drink coffee and you're like, I'm going to get all this stuff done.
Yeah.
The world is great. And then the coffee wears off and you're like, I don't know if I even want to live anymore. It just
it's just the adrenaline rush that just goes phew, and it's gone.
Yeah, it just all wears off. So I go, I'm not going to do the open mic. And so what I did was I took a nap instead. Just the coffee, I was crashing. I took a nap. I wake up 2 hours later, the same ad is on the radio saying, do you think you're funny? You should come to... And I was like, man, I almost feel like that's a sign. I almost feel like I have to go.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
It was so weird. So I ended up going, and I did my first stand-up. It was actually a competition.
Ooh, okay.
A comedy competition. I think I came in 6th place, and I think there were only 4 people.
Okay, that's not bad at all, though.
Not bad at all. And they got some reviews from the. But the competition should not be your first. Your first comedy should not be a competition because you're going to lose. And then so I got some feedback from the judges, and one guy was incredibly mean. He wrote, "You should try doing this again, but with some punchlines." I thought that was very mean. And then, but some people were kind of supportive and said, "Hey, you're kind of funny," and so I kept doing it.
Yeah.
And check this out, DJ Danny. The guy who was mean to me,
Mm-hmm.
years later, I headlined this comedy club, and he was a waiter.
Oh my God, I love it. And then
Yeah.
did he notice you? You need to tell me that. Now, was there recognition in that? Like he knew who you were, and
I'm a real, I'm not like a, hey, you jerk, I'm not like that type of person. So I talked to him when I said I was in the competition. I remember you judging, and I was just very nice. And then I ordered a bunch of stuff, and he had to bring it to me.
I was like yeah.
I believe that's called passive-aggressive.
Karma.
That is called karma, and that's amazing. That's good.
Karma, that's what it is. A little bit of karma.
No passive
That
aggressive.
was my first experience.
Yes. So now with some of your comedy where you feel like you first started out to where you are now, do you feel like you definitely upgraded and changed a lot of your material to what you used to have? Versus you didn't think was funny, but everybody loves, or
Funny you should ask that. It's a very interesting time for you to ask me that because, I have some stuff on, I have done the Tonight Show and done a bunch of stand-up stuff, and I have a half-hour special on Comedy Central and things like that. And I think they're all okay. But a lot of stuff I watch of myself, I don't like it, okay? So, I watch my older stuff, and I'm like, that's pretty funny, but it's very different than, who I am now.
Oh
and
my
I
God.
recently went through, some kind of, life changes, I got a lot of stuff going on in my life, some of it that I can't talk about, some of it, just kind
I
of,
got you,
big.
no problem. Mm-hmm.
And, but this week in Rochester, New York, me and the cast of Real Rob did a stand-up show in Rochester, New York. And now, you probably know about comedians. A lot of comedians, the best comedians in the world do, a new hour every year. Rob Schneider does a new hour of material every year. And, Louis C.K. did, I know he recently forgot to ask permission to do so, whatever. But a new hour a year is, a huge, I'm in awe of guys that do that. I've never been one of those guys where...
Yeah, well, when Rob did the Lavoie Theater, everything he talked about was oh my God, that's so relatable, and just laughing crazy.
Yeah.
It was, amazing. Yes.
But I've always been more of I write a lot and I act a lot, and so I'm not on the road every week. So I'm not doing a new hour every year. I kind of do new material, but I don't know. I was getting a little bored with my act, and so this weekend, Rob Schneider challenged me to come up with a half hour of brand new material and perform it in front of not only 4 sold-out shows, but my friends and family.
Okay.
And so he challenged me to really talk about myself and my life and what's going on. And so I worked really hard, and I just did this new half hour. So at this moment, I'm very excited about my new stand-up, and I feel like it's very, very different than even what I was doing a couple of years ago.
Okay, that's amazing. Hey, can you share any with us?
I'm trying to think. What was I? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a little bit of it. So,
Okay. Oh, he's doing comedy, guys. Okay.
I don't know if the audience can see me. They probably can't, right? It's just you. But
No.
so I'm holding up. I have a hurt finger,
Yes.
and so that I do talk about the hurt finger a little bit. What happened was, first of all, I think you can tell if you're getting old by if the last time you hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have an awesome story,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you're young, if you see somebody young and they hurt themselves, they got a bandage on their ankle, they always have an incredible story. You're oh my God, how'd you hurt your ankle? And they go, oh my God, it was crazy. I was going off this skateboard ramp.
Yep.
Then I had sex with these 2 girls. Then I landed the trick. And then you're oh my God, what happened? That's unbelievable. No wonder you hurt your ankle. And when you get older, you ever talked to an older person? They go, oh man, I hurt. Grandpa hurt his shoulder, and he go, oh, wow, what happened? They go, oh, he woke up.
And that's it.
That's it, he just woke up. Yeah, he hit snooze with the wrong hand, so
Yeah.
he won't play ping pong anymore. There's, these injuries happen to you when you get older, and
Yeah.
you're not doing anything. So, I hurt my finger, and what I was doing was I was playing basketball against 2 9-year-olds.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, I don't know if you ever had this experience, but I was at first, I was kind of playing, oh, they're kids, so I was kind of letting them,
Yeah.
not playing as hard as I could. Then it was 11-3, they were winning. And I started playing as hard as I possibly could. I started being this is ridiculous. They were
Yeah,
so
they're
good.
winning. Yep. Mm-hmm. They're
yeah, they
beating
were
you.
crushing me. They were really, really good. And so I was playing as hard as I could, and I started to catch up a little bit. And this rebound was coming off the backboard, and I went up to grab the ball, and the ball hit the end of my finger, and my pinky bent at a 45-degree angle
Oh!
the wrong way.
Yes.
And I blacked out.
Oh my
I
god.
swear to God, I'm not even kidding. And I blacked out, and when I woke, and I think I blacked out from the pain, but also thinking about how much it was going to cost.
Yeah.
Because I don't have very good health insurance.
Oh,
And, some
Jamie.
people are like, oh, is it broken? I was more like, is it covered? And
You were as a covered.
I was laying on the ground, and then I came to,
Yes.
and I thought that, like, it was my son, one of the 9-year-olds, and his cousin, and I thought, like, they would be, like, over the top of me, like, wondering, like, is
Is he
Dad okay?
Yeah.
And I woke up, and no one was anywhere near me, and I looked over, and they were just scoring more baskets. Like, they were just still
horrible.
playing.
Oh my God.
They didn't care that I had blacked out. And I go, guys, what's going on? And they go, what's going on? It's 21-3. They were still scoring because it was make it, take it, so they just kept scoring. And so literally my fingers bent at a 45-degree angle backwards. And I stand up, and I'm like, I have to go to, like, the hospital.
Yeah.
Right, like the emergency room.
Yeah.
And I look around, and there's, like, there's a couple adults around of some of the kids. And they were like, I don't know if you can tell this about me, Danny, but I am I'm like a huge wuss. Like, I'm not like a real man. Like,
Oh, well, I mean, on Real Rob, you're not.
I'm also in real, it's true in real Rob, it's also true in real life. That because I live in Alaska where it's just all these manly men, and so this happened in Alaska, and so there's like a military guy in fatigue standing over here. There's another guy over here who's got like a beard, and he's got an axe. He's just holding an axe. This happens in Alaska all the time. Like,
But an axe
people will
for
just have
what?
axe on
Like
their
a tree?
belts yeah, just in case something happens, you have to murder someone. And so my finger's messed up, and so I walk over to these men and I go, guys, my finger, it hurts, like, what do I do? And the one guy's like, well, you gotta grab hold of it. You gotta grab hold of it, and you gotta pull it as hard as you can.
For your finger?
Which,
Ow.
and it already hurts. It's bent the wrong way. And now this man's suggesting to take this finger that already hurts. I'm not doing anything and it hurts. I'm just standing here and it hurts. He's suggesting that I take the finger and I pull on it as hard as I can, which just sounded like a horrible idea. And I go, just pull. And he goes, yeah, because it's dislocated. You got to pull it in and snap it back into place. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, but I'll probably wait till you guys are gone, and then I'll get to it. And they just stood there looking at me, and he was like, oh, why don't you just do it now? And I was like, okay, I'll just do it now. And I swear, I grabbed my pinky.
Yeah.
And I am not the kind of guy that would do this unless a lot of men were watching. And I pulled it as hard as I could.
Yes.
And it snapped back into place, saving me thousands of dollars probably of having to go to the doctor. But then I had to put this
Spring on?
this thing on my pinky, so now I have to wear this. But it's weird. I did end up going to the doctor just to get it totally checked out, and the doctor ended up giving me these pills. They were like pain pills.
Okay.
And it was weird because on the back of the bottle, it said warning, do not mix with alcohol.
There you go.
Okay.
Which, I don't know if you're like me, but I read that as, this would probably be awesome if you mixed it with alcohol.
Jamie.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like they were daring me to mix it with alcohol. Why did they even put that? And it had a picture of a martini with like a line through it. And I was like, well, maybe you just can't have fancy drinks.
You didn't drink
know what
with
I mean?
it, did you?
What did you say?
Did you drink with it?
I did. I actually don't drink at all. I'm totally joking. I'm a complete, total non-drinker. I haven't had a drink in like 5 years.
Okay. Well, there's nothing
What
wrong
about
with
you?
it.
How are you old enough to drink, Dan?
I am 21.
21. I'm usually really bad with ages. I called that.
Yes, I'm 21.
So, when did you turn 21?
I turned 21 March 3rd of this year.
How was it to have your first drink ever?
Who said I didn't have it when I was younger?
Was it?
Did I just expose it on the radio, Jamie?
What was your first drink as a legal drinker?
I think it was a vodka cranberry.
That's a good one. You know why I like a vodka cranberry? You know why I like that?
Because it has juice?
I bartended for a little while.
Okay.
And the only kind of drinks I could make were the ones where the ingredients are in the name.
So the vodka and the cranberry?
Yeah.
I love it.
They would go like, hey, can I have a vodka cranberry? I'd be like, you certainly can. I know how to make that. But then other people would come up and be like, oh, can I get a sex on the beach? And I'd be like, that someone else is going to have to do that for you. Rum and Coke, I'm your man.
Yeah, you could
Shirley
do
Temple,
the easy
I don't know
ones.
what we're talking about.
I love Shirley Temples, yes.
What's in a Shirley Temple?
It's just grenadine and Sprite. Like the virgin one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's
That's
just
a good one.
grenadine. But yeah, I mean, my first drink was good. I went to Vegas with my sister, so that was like fun.
That's fun. I love Vegas. Where did you guys stay in Vegas?
We stayed at the Grand View, and then we stayed at the Cancun. So it was 2 different hotels because I could not afford that resort fee. So it was 2 different hotels within the week. So it was like 3 nights one night, and then 4 nights the other night because we stayed a week.
You know, I was in Vegas once, and it was so hot. It's so hot in the summer. I remember I was like watching the weather, and it was the extended forecast. It is so hot. It's the desert, you know. And it was like Thursday.
Yes.
It's going to be 100 degrees, and there's a picture of a sun. And then it was like Friday. It's going to be 120 degrees, and there was a picture of 2 suns, which I don't think makes sense scientifically. And then they go Saturday, 150 degrees, and there's just a picture of a skeleton on fire. That's what was on the news.
I was going to say,
So don't go outside.
honestly, when I was in Vegas, though, I felt like my lips were like Sahara Desert because I had to keep applying moisturizer. It was just horrible.
Yeah, something with women. You guys have a lot of moisturizers.
Yeah.
A lot of moisturizers. A lot of moisturizing going on, right?
It's more, like, it's to your lips and stuff, like chapstick and stuff, because that place dries you out quicker than ever. Not even, like, the hotel room wouldn't help. The air was just, like, and I would wake up and I couldn't even talk.
Yeah, whenever I go to a hotel, I think it's really a women thing, because sometimes I go to a hotel, and they always have, like, shampoo and conditioner in the little bottles. And
Yes.
there's always,
Oh my
like,
God, I love those.
moisturizer.
Moisturizer.
And I usually just throw that away. The
They give you moisturizer in hotel rooms?
Yeah. Oh, well, I think so. It's like is it like a lotion?
Oh, yeah, they give you lotion. I think they do. They give you lotion, soap,
Yeah.
and, like, shampoo, conditioner.
You know, some of my nicer hotels, like when you go, you can tell how good a hotel is if you get moisturizer. I remember when I first started comedy, they wouldn't even have shampoo. There would just be a bar of soap, and you just use that for your hair also.
Is that what
And
guys
that was
do?
it. And that's you. Then you upgrade. They have shampoo and conditioner, and then now things are going pretty well. So moisturizer, Dani. All my hotels. And I'm staying at nice hotels. I'm talking about like Motel 7. That's one more than Motel 6.
I
So
always
it's
have to
pretty nice.
focus on, well, especially for the places we did stay in Vegas, we had to check the bed bug registry because the one we almost stayed at that was cheap had bed bugs.
Wait a minute, you had to check the what?
Bed bug registry?
What is that? Is that sort of like the sex offender thing, but for bed bugs?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what it
I've
is.
never heard of this.
We
Bed
check
bug
all
registry.
we check out like where we're gonna stay, like what hotel or what state or whatever it's in, and then it's on there.
Check the bed.
And you check the bed too, my mom said, but I just checked the registry.
Wait a minute, but ask your mom. I thought you couldn't see bed bugs. Aren't they like smaller?
You can see 'em.
You can see them. That's what they're saying. Get on
They're
mic
big
and
and
tell
big.
him he can't hear you.
I heard that, so you can see. I heard there's a dog. This is not a joke, I swear to God. But there's some dog that's trained to find bed bugs, and the training, it's like it makes this dog like a $10,000 dog
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah,
because
right.
it's so
Because
good at.
finding bed
And
bugs.
you know what's weird? Whenever I hear about a dog like that, because I live in Alaska, and so there's a lot of sled dogs that are very valuable. There's the bed bug dog that's worth $10,000. Sometimes I find myself looking at my dog like, why don't you do something with your life?
I feel like I should do that to my dog, but my dog he looks like Eeyore
Yeah.
sometimes.
I took my dog to a sled dog race just to go, this is what you could do if you put your mind to it. do something.
So you only have dogs.
Pull
What kind of
some
pets
stuff
do you
around.
have?
So I have 2 dogs. I have a Bernese Mountain Dog. Do you know that dog?
I feel like I've heard of it. What does it look like?
Sometimes I show people. They're like really fluffy. They're black and white. They're really good with babies.
Okay.
If you have 24 hours to waste, go to YouTube and type in babies and Bernese Mountain Dog. And you will see babies playing with the Bernese Mountain. It's like the opposite of what a pit bull would do to a baby. Like their paws are really soft.
Yeah.
It's a great baby dog. And we had a baby at the time when we got the Bernese. That's what made me. Those videos made me get that dog because they were so good with babies.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's good. I've never really heard of that, but that's good that a dog's good with the baby.
Yeah, they're pretty good with. I mean, I don't leave them alone.
Yeah, well, of
overnight.
course, yeah.
Maybe for a few hours if I run to the store, but not.
Not all
You know,
day.
they can't prepare meals and things like that. Want to hear something weird about my dog? He, I think he's really smart or stupid. So we have an invisible fence.
Okay.
You know that thing? Like it gives the dog a gentle electric shock in their neck. Like they're not supposed to leave the yard, right? Like it kind of shocks them.
Yeah.
And so my dog kept running away, and so we got this invisible fence. It was great. And now, I let him outside, and then it was time to come in. We let him inside. I started noticing that my dog his paws were kind of muddy, but there was no mud in my backyard. And he also seemed kind of like out of breath, like he'd been really running. And we don't have like the biggest yard, so I was really suspicious something was going on. It seemed like something was going on.
Yeah.
But we have the invisible fence, And so one day I let him outside, and I hid inside my house and like looked through the blinds of the dog. And you're not going to believe this.
What did he do?
You know what he did? I swear to God, I saw him. This is a dog. I saw him psych himself up. Like, and then he ran through the invisible fence. But like psyched himself up. Like and then he ran around and played and chased in the neighborhood. And then he psyched himself up, ran through the current again, and came back inside the house. He's been doing this for weeks. He's been escaping. Isn't that incredible?
And he's getting mud and stuff.
Yeah, he was just like going and exploring the neighborhood. But he was like psyching himself up. Like when you go to rip a Band-Aid off and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
When you pull your finger back in the socket.
Makes me cringe.
That type of thing.
Ooh. Scary.
Yeah, that finger thing was one of the worst things. It really hurts. By the way, you don't realize how often you use your pinky. You might be thinking, "Oh, I don't even use my pinky." Oh no,
You use it
you
a
use
lot.
it all the time.
You do?
Yeah, it's unbelievable how often you use the pinky.
Really? Well, talk about it. How often do you use it? Because I don't think I do. I just type.
Try going through a day without your pinky. Because I swear to God, like you don't think. Like today, I bought this table from Pier 1.
Okay.
And I had to watch 2 men carry the table because I couldn't carry the table because I didn't have because my pinky didn't work.
Your support. Okay.
I'll be honest with you, I probably could have carried it, but it seemed like a good excuse to watch 2 men carry it for me.
Yeah, I bet. What else? Can you not make food and stuff or carry groceries?
I swear it's okay. Like it also hurts. So it's not just not being able to use the pinky. It's the fact that it hurts so much. Like yesterday, I was driving. And I was just I was using one hand to drive, because I like to look cool. And so I was just trying to turn with my right hand, and my finger got wedged in the middle of the steering wheel, and it just was incredible pain.
Yeah.
And that just makes me it just makes me grateful that that's all that's hurt. Sometimes you don't take a minute and be grateful that you're not sick.
Yep.
Or that your foot doesn't hurt. It's just amazing how a pinky can really derail your life, and it makes me feel grateful, and it
very
gives
positive.
me empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me empathy for people that have a lot more things that they deal with every day, that they have to deal with.
Oh, most definitely. Well, I think we should get a little bit back into exactly from when you did start acting. How did you officially get involved with Real Rob, though? I know, did you have a manager contact you and say that there's this role or something, or how did that come about?
No, well, I remember I first got really good at acting when my wife would tell me stories and I would pretend they were interesting. Oh, really? You don't say. Tell me again about your friend. Really? I wish the story was longer. No,
My dad said he did
basically,
that. Oh, God.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
Maybe we'll get into this. Well, what did you ask me? Oh, I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked.
No, you're
So
fine.
basically, I was doing straight stand-up,
Okay.
no acting. I didn't have an acting agent or anything. I had a comedy agent, but not an acting agent.
Okay.
And then I was doing morning radio in Rochester, New York, where I'm from. I was doing a little morning radio job.
Ooh, I love it.
And yeah, because my wife was pregnant with our baby, and I got offered this job on this radio show I grew up listening to. I got offered this job being on the show where I was just like the douchebag sidekick, so it was amazing.
You know what's really
You don't
crazy,
feel like-
Jamie? My dad's trying to get me to say that he wants you to do a radio show here.
What do you mean?
Tell him. He's getting on mic. Give him a second.
Come on, Dad. Jump on in, Dad.
He's asking you.
Hold on. I'm just asking if you would be interested in doing a radio show with us.
Maybe I will someday. I'll tell you what. I did this pot. The problem with me is I get really busy. This is my problem. And so, like, I did this podcast for a little while, and then it just vanished. Like, I stopped it. It was called I Quit, where I interviewed people that quit different things, and it made their life better. You know how quitting's always a bad thing?
Yeah.
This was like
Positive
they quit
quitting.
drugs, or quit a job that was holding them back,
Okay.
or quit drinking, or quit a relationship that hurt them. And I had some pretty good guests on there, like Rob Schneider. I talked to him about quitting SNL. He quit a very big job on SNL, but to become a movie star, you know. And so that's what my radio show would be, though, Dad. That's what I love
No,
doing.
that's
And
cool. That's
I
positive.
kind of ran out of time. I actually quit doing the podcast.
Well, you should. I mean, if you miss it and you want a place to do it, you can do it with us.
You have a spot here.
Well, I mean,
Just keep that in town and in mind.
Maybe
Or
we'll
you do
chat.
it.
The first interview, I'll interview myself about quitting my own podcast.
There you go.
Hey, we can have you become a guest on everyone's show here too if you'd like. So that's up to you.
But yeah, so I ended up, but long story short, I was doing that radio show, and then
Mhm.
Rob Schneider was coming into town to do a benefit show, and they asked the radio douchebag to open for him. That's me, the radio douchebag. And because I was like, that's not, and so I opened for Rob.
Okay.
And would you believe he was always my favorite? I'm not just saying this because I work for him and he's one of my best friends. I swear to God, he was always my favorite. Like, I loved all
Comedian?
those guys.
Oh my God, same here. More than anything in the United States, I feel
Is
like
that
I'm trying to
really?
seriously. I feel like
And,
I'm
like,
trying
Deuce
to get
Bigelow?
everybody
You
that
love
he's
Deuce
fun.
Bigelow?
Deuce Bigelow's amazing. I love Hot Chick. Oh my gosh,
I
he's
love
amazing.
Home
Hot
Alone
Chick.
too.
I love Hot Chicks too. Oh wait, is it a movie?
Home Alone. He was so
Chicks
funny as
too.
a bellhop. Come on.
Home Alone,
But
and that was Trump's
I was-
entrance. Yes.
Hot Chicks was awesome.
Hot Chick. Yep.
Hot Chicks was incredible. Big Stan, anybody?
Yes, I saw a big stand. There was one.
Deuce Bigelow. Was
We said Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce
No,
Bigelow, but hey, I think we should mention it again.
there was something else though. I'm trying to think of that he did. He was in every single movie though. Adam did. I know him and Adam are good friends too. So it was like every single movie Adam was in. He was there. Was he in Bedtime
Yeah.
Stories?
Hey, what?
Was he in Bedtime Stories?
I didn't see that one.
It's like what, the 6th degree separation of was it Kevin Bacon type of thing with real
Yeah.
Rob?
I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's
I love it. He
I love-
notices me once in a while on Twitter, and I accept it.
Oh, he's the best, and so check this out. So I love him, and
You and me both.
I get starstruck really easily. And so I meet him. I'm with my wife, and we meet him, and he's in his green room. He opens the door. He's with a friend of his. He's very nice. He says hello to me for like a minute, but he's got to get ready for a show.
Of course.
And the door closes, and I go, "That was so cool." We met Rob Schneider, and I think this is the last I'll ever see of him because I'm opening for him. I don't even know if
Yeah, of course.
I'll talk to him. So check this out. So I'm about to go on stage. I'm the opening act. I'm supposed to do like a half hour, and then he's going to come up and do an hour. And I was about to go on stage, and they go, "Hey, before you go up, this improv group is going to go up before you."
Okay.
And this improv group, they haven't been together very long. They've only done like one show. This is their second show.
Okay.
DJ Danny, let me tell you something. If there's comedy in heaven, you get to follow an improv group that hasn't been together very long. Because you'll have the best set you've ever had in your entire... Because they're just not that good. And so, like, the crowd... Like, you get up there, and the crowd's like, oh, my God, jokes, prepared humor.
Yes.
And so I went up and had one of the best shows of my life.
That's amazing.
Everything's hitting, and I hear the laughs from the crowd, but I also hear off stage somebody laughing like crazy laughing.
It was Rob,
and I thought
wasn't
it was Rob Schneider. And I thought I'd never for a minute thought it was him. I just thought it was like the sound guy or something. I went off. He shakes my hand and he says, "Are you gonna stay for my set?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you when I'm done."
Oh my
like,
God!
Okay.
Jealous!
Yeah.
Yes, he's awesome.
So
Yes.
I went and I sit in the back of the room and I'm with my wife and I go, Rob Schneider wants to talk to me after the show. This is crazy. And so after the show, I talk to him and he says, hey man, I like your comedy. I want you to start like writing for me, like freelance. So I started writing for him when he would do, the Tonight Show, or he would do like Conan or something. He'd call me up and go, hey, this is in the news, write some jokes. So I'd write some jokes, and then that slowly turned into like a bigger and bigger projects. I wrote for him, like the roast of Quentin Tarantino was my first big job writing for him.
Okay.
And he destroyed, and I wrote a bunch of his jokes. So he was like really happy about that.
Oh my God,
and
I love
then we
it.
started writing. After he did he had a CBS show for a while called Rob.
Yes,
That
I know.
got only went like half a season. He never loved it. He felt creatively, kind of constrained by that show and had always wanted to do his own thing.
Oh, of course. Well, you can tell his own thing is perfect, so you don't want anyone else to try to control it and change
And
it.
that's real Rob. And so he called me up and he said, hey man, why don't you write this with me? And so I wrote it with him.
Okay.
So that's how I got in with Rob. I still don't have, not because I can't get one, just because I don't have a literary agent, because basically most of my jobs are with Rob, and I wouldn't have time to do anything else. And so I still don't have an acting agent. It's basically Rob.
Okay.
He gives me all my roles and all my jobs, and
There's nothing wrong with that, though. That's a good friendship, right?
It's the greatest thing ever. And then that's how I got my acting job. I was a writer, and they knew me, and they,
That's
from
amazing.
stand-up, you can kind of tell if someone can act from stand-up. You can kind of go, this guy can do it or not. And so they gave me the chance, and I'm really happy. And so that's how it kind of happened.
I love that. That's an amazing story. Seriously, Rob.
That's why it's so hard, though. Like, it's so hard to, sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Go.
It's hard when someone says, like, how do I get into acting? Like, they go, how do I start? And I want to go, well, first of all, open for Rob Schneider, follow a terrible improv group. Like, what do you say? Like, everyone has a different story.
Of course. I think a good thing for you, though, to say for somebody if they just want to know how to get into acting is follow their heart and where they think the good roles are, but also know their limits. Don't go too far with what you want to do, because honestly, in Hollywood, there's ways, and you don't want that. So.
It's very true, and I would also say, this is my advice to all actors, including myself. What me and Rob do is we make our own stuff. Like, you can audition, and you're putting yourself in with sometimes 100 other people, and someone has to choose you for that part.
Oh, exactly.
But if you... And that's always when life is always tough when you want someone to choose you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if you might be an awesome actor, but you might not be the look they were picturing when they wrote the script. It has nothing to do with nothing to do with your talent.
Yes.
And so write something for yourself, film it today, put it on YouTube tomorrow, and now you star in your own thing. So make your own content would be I think that's the best advice that I remind myself every day, and that's what me and Rob do, and that's what I do on my own.
That's awesome. And that's why I follow both of you, though. I mean, you from the show, I obviously, started hearing about you from Real Rob and everything, and I loved it. And I mean, I feel like I stalk you guys constantly. You're just all over my dash, Jamie. You, Patricia, and Rob. I mean, I shouldn't even have Facebook for any other reasons.
They're such good people. They're two of my absolute best friends in the whole world. And they're just, you want to be around creative, smart people that also want you to be
Supportive. They're so
funnier and more
supportive too.
successful
Oh
than
my
them.
God. Yes. Most
So
definitely.
supportive.
Yes. And I was going to
Yeah,
say,
but-
honestly, when I did, meet him, though, at Lavoie, my dad shook his hand and stuff, and he was like, we got to get El King on radio show, definitely. But I was like, Rob, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but, like, I've tried so much, and I honestly don't want to keep harassing his management because I know they hate me. Because I tried, and he's busy, and I totally understand that. But it's like one day I'd love for him to be on my show sometime. Just one day. Be a dream.
Yeah, it's tough because he loves interviews like this. Like, he loves doing a long form interview. He probably prefers that to like a 10-minute quick thing or whatever.
Oh, of course.
But that man he's the hardest working guy I have ever met, and I feel like I've met quite a few people in Hollywood and otherwise, and he's by far, he does not sleep. Like, he sleeps like 3 hours a night.
No,
I told him once, I feel like he's like, I swear to God, like, he'll be up because sometimes I'll when we're working really hard, I'll just crash at their house because we're working till like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And he'll go to sleep at like 4 in the morning and wake up and take the kids to school, and this man barely sleeps. He works so much with his stand-up, his acting, his work.
Is that all he relies on is coffee? Organic coffee?
No, not organic.
He does drink.
The cat poop coffee, remember?
No cat food coffee. No, we used to drink that bulletproof coffee.
Is that really a
That's
thing,
not
though?
for you.
Come on.
Oh yeah, it's in the show, I guess, where you put the butter and the oil in it. You know that stuff? You put butter and I don't know and we all started gaining weight. We're like, why are we gaining weight? Could it be because we're putting butter and oil into
all
our
the
coffee?
carbs?
Maybe
Yeah, just for oh my God, I remember that. Yep, my dad said that. The cat poop coffee.
The cat poop coffee. It's a real thing, by the way. It's called Kopi Luwak. But it's really a monkey.
Oh, it's a
not a cat.
monkey cap. It's monkey poop?
I swear it's true, though, but it is real coffee made from monkey poop.
Dad, would you drink
$80
that?
a cup.
No!
Did you?
What did your dad say?
He said no. What did you say, Dad?
I emphatically said no.
I emphatically.
And it's $80 a cup per monkey. That's like at least $20 more than Starbucks.
My God, I think it's more $40
Very
more than
expensive.
Starbucks. Yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe you're right.
I mean, I don't try to. Well, they live in LA, right? You're in Alaska, so you go to them.
I do. So I spend about half my time either doing stand-up on the road with Rob or by myself and in LA. Yeah, so I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska right now, and I will be in LA. We're shooting something this week, and so I'll be in LA Monday morning.
So is there anything that you can let us know about Real Rob, like that it's coming, it's brewing, we have to wait, everybody needs to watch season 1 and 2?
Everyone has to watch season 2. We need a few more people to watch season 2.
You gotta
Things
finish
are
it, Mom.
great, though.
Yes.
Yeah, especially everyone in this room. I wish would watch season 2. And it's but season 3 is done. It's done. It's written, completely done being written, and it is so. It's like I felt like we really took it up a notch from 1 to 2, 2 to 3.
So anxious.
We're so proud of it, and so I feel like in the next couple weeks we're gonna know what's going on, and we'll have more stuff to report. But we're shooting some stuff, and we're even shooting some scenes from season 3. As
So
sort of a
just
fun
keep
little
your social
project.
medias alerted. Like, just check on your social media, and I'll share it on my page and stuff.
Keep it on. I know you'd have it on anyway.
I definitely would. I think as soon as you'd post it, you'd see share from all my accounts. No, I think that's amazing. But like for your comedy and everything that, like your great friendship that came out of this is amazing for you.
It's been unbelievable, and Rob and Patty, but they're like funny and brilliant, but they're also super insightful and great people. They say you're the average of the 5 people that you're on the most. Have you ever heard that phrase?
I feel like I have. That sounds very familiar.
So check this out. So people say like you're the average of the 5 people you're around, and then they did a crazy scientific experiment that showed it is so true. Like, you're in the same weight range as the 5 people you hang around with. You're in the same income range. You're in the same. It's crazy. Your blood pressure, like it's so many things. And so I feel like when those 2 became part of my inner circle of 5, I just felt like I became a more positive, creative.
Good. That's amazing. That's what you want. You want that kind of positivity, though. That's what that's all I try to feed out here, especially at my radio show when I'm at work. I'm all about positive.
Really,
So.
Because before that, I was just friends with 4 prostitutes, and I just felt like that was the wrong people to be hanging around.
Yeah, maybe,
No.
maybe Jamie. I think so.
You know?
Maybe.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, you don't know though. Technically, I don't know. Might not be. They'll make you laugh. I don't know. You know what I mean. No, but
I know
think
what you
that's
mean.
amazing for everything, and I think you should give out your social media where people can follow you and find you.
I will do that. So listen, and by the way, real quick thing about Real Rob. I don't want people to think, this is a really quick funny story. So my mom
Ooh.
watched season 1
Okay.
of Real Rob, and she said, Jamie, I really like the show, but I just don't like the way Rob treats you.
Oh my God, same here. I had to ask Patricia. I was like, Patricia, he doesn't do that to Jamie, does he? If you listen to my interview with Patricia, it's like 15 minutes of me like being like, is Rob like that? Like he's not like that, right? Like he's just.
My mom was so concerned, and I told my mom, I go, listen, Mom, it's a television show. Johnny Depp's not really a pirate. We're just writing roles for people.
Yeah.
And Rob's a very nice guy, but I don't want people to think all I do is write off the success of Rob Schneider. I feel like sometimes when I talk about him, people think, this guy, all he does is
No,
ride the
I don't
coattails
think
of
that
Rob
at
Schneider.
all.
Not
Yeah.
true at all, and I do stuff completely on my own. And if you want to check out my website, it's robschneidersfriend.com.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Is that really a website?
It is. This is my website. I swear to God, if you go to robschneidersfriend.com.
And it's SCHNIEDER?
Sure, I think so. I believe so.
I don't think I spelled Schneider right.
I think you got it. SCHNEIDER?
I don't put an E at an N.
I don't know. Someone will Google it. Isn't it crazy? You don't even need to know how to spell anymore. You just write it and it correct. You know what I love? I love the fact that you don't even have to feel emotions anore. Like sometimes people send me something and I go, you know what? I'm gonna send that person a sad face. I'm not sad, but I feel like I should be. So I just send a sad face out in front of me. You know, or like someone, right? Like somebody writes a joke. And I go, I'm not laughing, but I'll send him a laughing face. I don't have that kind of energy. I'll just send him one.
Wait, do you remember the one emoji where we just found out that it looked like it was crying, but it was actually praying hands?
What are you talking about?
You didn't know about that?
I'm looking at my phone right now. What do you mean? What emoji?
The one that looks like it was supposed to be like crying. It's actually it's
Hold on, I'm on my phone. What is it doing?
It's praying.
So you're telling me I think it's crying, but it's praying?
That's what I was told. It was viral all over the
Praying.
internet like months ago.
That is really weird. I totally missed that. I don't understand.
You and me both.
Jamie, they got new software out. I got it now for the website, another website, that all you have to do is click presets, and they're automatically presets. There's people in there. They got 3 or 4 people in there with reviews on your website. They don't even know who the hell they are. And they got
Really?
presets with pre-written things. You just click on it, put it in right in your website, drag and drop, buddy. Everything is.
Dude, at what point will the robots just realize they don't even need us?
Yeah,
I
really.
I hate that. I don't like that
You
at
can
all.
build a website. You could build a website with something like that probably in less than 10 minutes, and charge $1,000 per website. You can probably make $10,000 in about 2 hours a day. That's what my one friend at Google says.
I like that idea. I'll
Yeah,
leave
not
my
that
job.
good. I'm not that good with the technology.
You don't need
I'm
to be.
okay.
You don't need to be.
You don't need to be.
I don't think you need to be. But what I don't like most definitely is hearing is that you can see that, well, obviously with like fast food and stuff, they're going to start trying to put robots in and take out other people's jobs. And I don't like that. That's scary.
Yeah, isn't that kind of crazy? You gotta. That's the lesson for young people. You have to choose a job that cannot be turned in. What's the word I'm looking for? Automated. Like you have to find a job which is good for the artists and things like that.
I think my job is actually good where I work right now.
Yeah. Where do you work?
I work at a salon. I just book appointments. I don't think a robot
Dude,
could do
yeah.
that and type.
No. I think you're right. And so a salon that does what type of stuff?
everything: hair, nails, lash appointments, massages, facials. Men get massages, mani-pedis.
Mani-pedis. That's good. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be automated. I do feel like it'd be cool if a robot did a Brazilian wax, just because I don't have to get naked.
A robot does a Brazilian
Yeah.
wax. I love it. Oh my gosh.
I'm just throwing out different ideas.
I feel like, honestly, if somebody had to deal with that, I would be the one that'd be scared, because even if they're done with it, like, you don't want to see their face.
Yeah, that would be a tough job.
Oh my god, I love
What do you
it.
do if halfway through they go, "Hey, I don't want to do any more of this," and you go, "No, we gotta
finish.
It's too late.
You gotta finish.
Yeah, we can't.
Definitely.
It's like mowing half the lawn. We can't just walk away from this."
I was like, what happened? I still hear you, but, like, where'd you go?
Oh, do you not see me? I still see you.
No, it says poor connection.
Oh, that's not very nice.
No, it's not. So you could see me. It's like a one-way glass kind of thing here.
I can see you perfectly. Now I feel creepy. Just like Law and Order.
Oh my god, I love that show, though. Would you think you or Rob would ever, like, appear on those kind of shows? Like, would you
Dude,
do
I
acting
would-
for that?
Rob was on one.
I
Wasn't
got
he?
it.
He was on an episode, wasn't he? I thought.
No, I don't think Rob was on that.
Wasn't he?
I
don't
thought he
know.
was.
I wouldn't be
saw his
surprised.
credits there somewhere.
It's possible. I gotta get out and do more. I do so much stuff with Rob. Like, we're so busy. Like, I haven't gone on an audition in probably 5 years. But
Yeah.
I would love to do it. I would love to do like some other stuff when we're done. Maybe like when we're done with our. I'd like to do 5 seasons of Real Rob. Keep working with Rob, and then jump into some.
You
other
know what?
stuff.
I
That's
want
my-
you guys to do 20 seasons.
20 would be great. I would like to only do this till I'm old.
I
I'd like
think
to
it's.
retire doing
I really
Real
think
Rob.
it's an amazing show, and I think other people need to actually figure out what it's about, why it's like this, and just what, like, you know, what you can relate to. There's so much stuff in the show that me and my mom and dad are like, oh my god, he's talking about organic food, or the calm magnesium, or the cat poop, or the cat tea poop thing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things. Why don't you tell us before we end the show, because we are getting close, what are some of your favorite scenes as, you know, you being Jamie, or something that you wrote in for yourself
Oh.
that you love to
My-
do? And
My favorite scene
Ooh.
that I did not write.
Okay.
This was Patricia's idea, which I thought was the funniest idea of all time. For anyone that has not seen it, basically, I won't give it away. But so my girlfriend is a vegetarian.
Okay.
And then-
Oh, this
so
is
she
Haley
loves
Duff.
animals.
Yes. Yep.
Haley Duff, who's amazing.
Oh my
She's
god, I
one
know.
of
She's
the-
such a great actress. Yes.
She's a wonderful actress and one of the nicest human beings I have ever met. She came out to our comedy show the other day with her.
Oh, maybe I should try to reach
with
out
her
to her, because her
family.
sister's too big. Yeah.
You should. She's a doll. She's the best. And so one of my favorite scenes is my girlfriend's a vegan.
Yes.
Like, doesn't want any harm done to animals.
Is
We
this
go
the bear?
camping. Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, go on.
I just love the idea of my girlfriend who loves animals being attacked by a bear, and now I have to figure out what is the right move. Because
Yeah.
the bear's attacking her and I have a gun, but if I kill the bear, she'll be mad at me. So you have to figure out, like, how do I not have her die, but also not have her not want to be with me anymore. It's my favorite scene because I just feel like it's such a great, it's such a tough position to be in.
Yeah, that's in season 2. I remember that.
Season 2,
My mom said the acupuncture. We remember that.
sure do.
What is a lot of fun scenes that you love filming? Like, do you like filming, like, did you do the pool thing? No, I think Rob was the one that was in the pool. No, it was you, wasn't it?
Rob was in the pool.
Oh my god, that gave me
but
anxiety.
I was inside the house. Remember he strangles me?
Yes, but I mean, I had anxiety when he got stuck in the pool.
Oh, you had
I
anxiety.
didn't think that he could breathe. It was like really, really, oh.
What about that moment when he gives up? Do you remember that in the pool?
Yes. Yeah.
There's a moment when he's just like, I guess right before he finds the
Like he's
the
supposed.
pen.
Yep. Yep.
I love that
I
moment.
like
I
when you
mean-
bring
That was fun. I love Real Rob so much that I love every scene.
Go
I
on,
like
Dad.
when you
Ever
bring
seen
the
it.
girl back to the apartment, and she takes the money.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah, it's a good one.
That was a funny
Season
one.
one.
I wasn't expecting that. And, the money was all like
Oh.
painted because.
Oh yeah, the dye pack.
Yeah, the dye pack went off.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's.
Here you go. Take it.
And you turn green. Oh God.
That was funny.
See, you can tell we love it. We're talking about.
You guys know your stuff. I forgot all about that. That was a long. Whenever you say a scene, I remember filming it, and that was a long night. That was filmed at like 2 in the morning.
Tell him. Get on mic and tell him.
My
My mom has one she wants to say that she loved. She loved.
Bring it on, Mom.
Go on. Which one?
Yeah, the one with the male dancers, the one that was supposed to be
Ryan Gosling.
the homeless man.
Love that one. Love that
I love that
episode.
with the homeless man. Oh
Pulling
my
him
God.
out of the garbage pail.
That guy is a really funny comedian. The guy that plays the homeless guy, his name is Monty Franklin. He's from Australia. He's a really, really funny.
God, I need to go
Funny
through the
comedian.
IMDb credits and try to contact these people. But sometimes they
Yeah,
don't have
you do.
email, so it's kind of stressful. You know, that's where I kind of fall through. Cough flat.
You know, we had a lot of comedians on on the other shows, and a lot of them are famous comedians. You know, like Julia Scotti, who's here in New Jersey, and
Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel, and just a bunch of
Yeah.
different people. But
Howie's awesome.
you guys are, you know, I'd say you guys are funny as hell. You both are.
Yeah, they
Thanks,
are.
Dad.
It's all
Thanks,
real.
Dad.
It's all real. It definitely is. It makes it just like I said, real. Like I think I even tweeted you and Rob and Patricia the one night when I was coming home from work. I said I watched you guys when I had Netflix on my phone for lunch. I had my coworkers coming and they're like, "Why are you laughing so hard?" I was like, "I'm watching Real Rob." Do you remember that? I swear I tweeted
I
you guys.
do remember that.
Oh my gosh.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so I mean, Real Rob is definitely an amazing show. Everyone needs to check it out. And I can't wait for season 3. I think it's amazing, exciting. A lot of stuff's going to happen. More actors, right? More actors and actresses are going to pop in and out.
More guest stars, sure, absolutely.
Oh, I love that. Now, whose idea
You'll
is
be
that
one of
as
the first
well?
to know.
Ooh, really?
Say that again? It cut out for a minute. What did you just say? I missed what your question was.
Oh, I said exactly who helps, like, how do you guys get the guest stars, actors and stuff? Do you contact them or you guys reach out to them?
Yeah, a lot of times it's friends of Rob's, and a lot of times he'll think of the friend of his first, and then we'll write them into the scene. So he'll go like, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if George Lopez would be great doing something?" And so then we'll write something for George Lopez, and yeah, he'll basically just call. Rarely is it through an agency or,
Well, Adam was
He
in
used to
2
think about it.
episodes.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler. He was playing that with, like, one of those remote control helicopters.
Planes, yeah.
Plane.
Yeah, with those drones.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
he
I'm not
was
even
so
watching the
funny.
show right now, but I could just say it from my head, like,
He was so funny, man.
yes,
That was a
really
great
funny.
day.
Yes, and wasn't George Lopez in that scene too?
Yeah.
I forgot when he was on. Yeah, George.
I think George was with
awesome.
Adam. Yeah, go on, Dad.
I got to give you guys credit because you know a show is good when you want to watch it more.
Or
and
just
you watch
rewatch
the same
it.
ones over and over again. I did
Yes.
that with everybody
That's
like
cool.
Raymond.
Thanks,
Oh.
that's very kind of you.
You know,
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Awesome show. And I'm sure you do other stuff too. Have you ever been on Saturday Night Live yourself or no?
Never been on Saturday Night Live, but on like the Tonight Show and Comedy Central and stuff like that. But no, never been on SNL.
Cool.
We got to reach out to someone for you for that.
I am a fan. I am a fan.
We'll see what we can do. It's like if we have the connections. No, I think that's amazing. And then what did you say? You said something before, something about guest artists. You let me know.
Oh, I said we will let you know when we get the green light for season 3. You'll be one of the first to know. You'll be one of the first to know. Put it out there, and you can help us spread the word.
Of course oh my God, you think I'll spread it everywhere. From the rooftops. I'll shout it out in New York.
And Jamie, I'm going to pay you another
Awesome.
compliment too. You remind me of a younger Dan Aykroyd when he started out in SNL
Oh, is that right?
years ago. Yeah, you've
Never
got
heard
that
that
same kind of delivery in your comedy and the timing and everything. I think that you're close to Dan Aykroyd's type of.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a good one. I get
Who do you
I
get?
get Ben Stiller a lot, and
Ben
I
Stiller?
get
Yeah,
Ed
yeah,
Helms.
well,
Oh my God, I
yeah,
get
a
Ben
little bit
Stiller, yeah.
I like Ben Stiller. He's pretty good like Ben Stiller.
I
I
think that's
get that Jack Black from you. I get
Okay, I get Jack
Dan
Black.
Aykroyd.
Oh, I feel like Jack Black's
And maybe a
gonna be
little
on the
Chevy
season.
Chase because you got that, the tallness of you.
Any news for Jack Black appearing in season 3?
I don't know. That would be. We would love to have him. He might be. I don't know if anybody knows him. I wonder if Rob knows him.
I feel like he Well, no, I was asking because he's just released the Goosebumps series, the last movie that he just released. So maybe you guys can jump on him for like an episode or something and write his character, and he's amazing.
He's amazing. That's a good one. I'll make a note of it. He's hilarious. Did you see what's that? Did you see Jumanji?
Yes, I did.
Great movie.
Yes. Well, if
Hilarious
if what's his name? I can't think of his name. If Robin
Kevin
Williams,
Hart?
Kevin Hart. If Robin Williams was still alive, I'm sure you guys would have put him in there too.
We totally would have, yeah, because Robin was around the San Francisco scene when Rob started. He was like the big he was creating comedy in San Francisco when Rob was starting, yeah.
Aww.
Huge fan.
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't know if you guys can write like a rest in peace for Robin Williams, but you have to throw it into basically your storyline. You know, you don't want to randomly just have like rest in peace Robin Williams doing stuff around the house. So.
Yeah, he was one of the greats, man. And yeah, and Rob told me that when he started in San Francisco, Robin, and this is of course before the internet and social media,
yes.
He said Robin could go on stage and pack the place just from word of mouth. There'd be no one in there, and he was so funny that people would come in off the streets, and then when Robin would leave, if anybody stayed, that's the crowd that like Rob Schneider got to perform for.
Oh, well, that's nice. So Rob actually started within Rob. Robin started with Rob.
Yeah, like Robin Williams started that whole comedy scene in San Francisco, basically. He was the driving force, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I did not know that. We are actually coming to a close, but I do need to get one more thing from you before you go. If you could do a station ID for us, please, and thank you.
So wait, so what do I say?
So you're going to say your name and the show that you're from. I don't know if you want to say your character, you can too, or just your name. Okay. And then you're going to say you're listening to the DJ Dani Show. And then the second one is you're listening to Hamilton Radio.
You got it.
Whenever you're ready.
Here we go. This is Jamie Lissow from Netflix's Real Rob, and you're listening to the DJ Dani Show.
Okay, next one.
I'll do the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is Jamie from Netflix's Real Rob with Rob Schneider, and you are listening to Hamilton Radio.
Beautiful.
Perfection. Thank you so much, Jamie. I had so much fun having you.
You're welcome. Good talking to you.
When you guys release season 3, if you want to do a quick promotion on here, you know you can always just call in and just promote it.
All right.
You're welcome to.
I'll hit you up.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds awesome.
Nice meeting everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you
Mom
so
and
much.
Dad. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you and hanging out with you. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
And when you're in New Jersey,
Dani.
you need to stop by at the Real Official Studio. Just saying.
Okay. I'll let you know next time I'm at the Stress Factory.
Okay. Oh my
All
God.
right.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one. You got it. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jamie. What kind of show was that?
Go see him, I'll bring my book.
So he started.